In these tranquil lands not far from Lebanon's volatile border with Israel, it feels like war is creeping closer by the day. Many have abandoned the olive harvest they wait for every year. There are those who remain out picking the olives for a few dollars a day to feed their families. Across the southern frontier with Israel, more and more villages appear deserted. In the town of Merjayun, a few miles from the border, the streets are quiet, many shops now shuttered. About half of its residents have packed up and left. They've heard the fighting. It hasn't hit their town yet, but people here have seen it all before. Memories of the last big war with Israel in 2006 still raw. Nazira lived through that, Lebanon's civil war, Israel's decades-long occupation of southern Lebanon, and the country's economic collapse. This little bakery is all she and her family have to survive.
خلصنا شبعنا ختيارية نحن وين بدنا نروح ولادنا كبر خلصنا وتجوزنا وعشنا وربينا عيال وكله بالفقر.
For the past 2 weeks, it's been a daily exchange of deadly fire between the Iranian-backed Lebanese paramilitary group Hezbollah and Israel. Attack and counterattack, mostly contained to a 3-mile area on both sides of the border. But the threat of an all-out war, calculated or inadvertent, is real. So real, it's already driven nearly 20,000 people out of their homes, according to the UN. In the southern city of Tyre, the disaster center is back up and running. They've had to deal with more than 6,000 who fled here. Local officials say as the fighting spills out of the red zone, all these now mostly emptied villages along the border, more and more are fleeing.
We are afraid that the number will increase. We hope it will not happen, but we have to plan for the worst thing. The Israeli enemy, we can't sleep. We have to be always sleep with open eyes, as they said.
Schools like this one have been shut down and turned into makeshift shelters. With the state barely functioning and Lebanon's majority now living in poverty, they just don't have enough resources to deal with the new crisis. Many here don't want to speak to us on camera. It's the indignity brought by displacement. Amal barely made it out with only the clothes on her back when a neighbor sent her a photo of the damage her house sustained.
لأنه صراحة جماعة يعني فوق الوضع الاقتصادي بقينا صامدين ببيوتنا بتعبنا بأرضنا وهو أرض أهالينا وأهل وجدودنا. بتمنى إن شاء الله يا أختي إنه يهدى هالوضع ونرجع على بيتنا.
Israel and Lebanon say they don't want another war, but with tensions this high and the two enemies so close, everyone is preparing for the worst. Jumana Karache, CNN, Southern Lebanon.